Kim Kardashian has had enough. This complete debacle of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's making has made them even more toxic in Hollywood than they were before, and that is saying something.
It takes a lot to embarrass someone who's already survived the cold chaos of palace politics, Hollywood power circles, and a world that zooms in on every raised eyebrow. But somehow, Kim Kardashian pulled it off with a single silent move. One tap, one delete, and boom! Meghan Markle vanished from the internet like she never existed. Meghan strutted into Kris Jenner's 70th birthday like she was born for the spotlight. The hair, the dress, the aura. It all screamed main character energy. She didn't just walk in, she arrived.
The Kardashians not happy about Prince Harry and Meghan Markle overshadowing Kris Jenner's party.
Cameras were flashing, guests were whispering, and Meghan was glowing with that familiar confidence, the kind that says, "Yes, I know you're looking at me." She expected applause, headlines, maybe even a sweet PR moment for the morning news. But what she didn't expect was the kind of digital cold shoulder that even Hollywood couldn't spin into a fairy tale. Because before the night was over, the photo that could have been her next it girl moment was gone. Deleted, erased, like she never stood beside Kim at all. It was the ultimate social media snub, the digital version of being quietly escorted out of a VIP booth while everyone pretends not to notice. No warning, no explanation, just silence. And that's where things got messy, because it all started with one harmless picture, Meghan Markle side by side with Kim Kardashian. The kind of photo Meghan usually adores, perfectly lit, perfectly posed, and perfectly ready for her future Netflix highlight reel. But this time, that photo didn't go viral. It vanished, and the reason why might just be the most humiliating twist of all.
Kim is pissed off. And it's not a surprise, is it? Given that the Kardashians are the royal family of Hollywood.
For a brief, shining moment, Meghan finally had what she'd been chasing. Proximity to America's most powerful influencer dynasty. Standing shoulder to shoulder with the Kardashian empire was the social currency of dreams, and she knew it. But then, in a twist that no royal crisis team could have predicted, the unthinkable happened. The photo disappeared, silently, smoothly, and faster than Prince Harry's smile fades at a Buckingham press event. Fans saw it, they screenshot it, they shared it, but before Meghan could even refresh her feed, poof, it was gone, scrubbed from Kim Kardashian's grid so cleanly it was like she'd never been there at all. And when it comes to the Kardashians, that kind of digital vanishing act isn't casual, it's calculated. For a family that monetizes every blink, breath, and brunch outfit, deleting a post is no small thing. It's not a glitch, it's a statement. And Kim Kardashian doesn't just delete something by mistake, she deletes to send a message.
What's very clear is that the first ask was from Meghan Markle, that's what I was told. Get these photos up, why am I not in it? The second ask is Prince Harry, take them the hell down.
Within minutes, the internet went up in flames. Theories flooded TikTok, Reddit, and gossip pages. Why did Meghan get erased? Was there behind-the-scenes drama? A secret feud? Or maybe, was it pure shade? Some even whispered that Meghan herself, the queen of curation, might have asked for the removal, because no one, absolutely no one, micromanages lighting, angles, and facial symmetry like her. Whatever the reason, that single deleted post sent Hollywood into meltdown mode. And once again, Meghan found herself trending, not for what she said, but for what mysteriously vanished. And according to early whispers, Meghan definitely noticed. Sources close to the scene claim she was confused, irritated, and yes, completely stunned that her golden moment of Kardashian proximity vanished before she could even milk it for a little PR sparkle. But here's the thing. The reason that photo disappeared runs way deeper than one tap of the delete button. There's more to this digital disappearance than anyone's admitting, because what happened next? Even Hollywood insiders were left speechless. The truth is, Kris Jenner's 70th birthday wasn't just another celebrity gathering. It was the event of the year, the kind of billionaire spectacle where even A-listers felt small, and Meghan Markle. She walked straight into a world that wasn't built to welcome outsiders pretending to be insiders. Picture this.
They had hired the best paparazzi in the business to take photos of all the guests coming in.
Yes.
This is how we got our favorite platonic couple, Oprah and Gayle, together, right?
Yes.
A James Bond-themed fantasy thrown inside Jeff Bezos' mansion, where the walls practically whispered money. Guests didn't just arrive, they glided through a gold-trimmed entryway like royalty reborn. Diamonds, tuxedos, and perfectly airbrushed power couples filled the room, each one more curated than a Vogue cover shoot. These weren't people chasing fame. They manufactured it. They didn't beg for press. They controlled it. And in that kind of room, Meghan's usual tricks, posing, networking, self-branding, didn't impress anyone. The elite around her didn't need validation. They were the validation. It was a scene of untouchable glamour, and for the first time in a long time, Meghan wasn't the main character. She was the guest no one quite knew where to place. Meghan walked in with the confidence of someone convinced her surprise appearance would turn into a pop culture milestone, a headline waiting to happen. She was glowing, smiling, radiating that look who just showed up energy. But instead of awe, the room barely blinked. Conversations didn't stop, cameras didn't rush, and the crowd's attention stayed exactly where it was, on people who didn't need to try to be noticed. A-listers were catching up like old friends, moguls were laughing over champagne, and influencers were locked in silent competition for the best angles under the chandeliers. And there stood Meghan, elegant yet somehow off-brand, her look polished, yes, but mismatched against the glossy, hyper-curated Kardashian aesthetic. It was like showing up to a diamond gala with pearls. Classy, but not that kind of classy. And poor Harry.
Kim and Kris and all of them are just totally furious because it's about the fact that they are overshadowing Kris's 70th birthday celebrations. No one wants the toxic twosome taking over every single major event in their life.
He looked like he was counting down the seconds until he could escape. One guest even joked that he seemed to be mentally drafting the behind-the-scenes chapter for their next Netflix documentary. The man had the expression of someone realizing too late that he was way out of his natural habitat. Reports from inside the event paint a scene of genuine confusion. Guests were whispering, asking, were the Sussexes even invited? Their entrance didn't have the energy of a power couple arriving. It felt like two people who accidentally wandered in after hearing camera flashes from the driveway. They drifted through the mansion with that uneasy air you feel when someone walks into a room expecting applause but gets nothing more than polite smiles. The Kardashians didn't rush over. Kris didn't pose for a photo op. And the Jenners? They were too busy living their best lives to stop and validate Meghan's cameo. But here's the wildest part. It wasn't just that she was ignored, it's that the silence itself spoke louder than any public statement ever could. They stayed for barely 10 minutes, just long enough for Meghan to do her signature room scan, soak up the scene, and realize with a tight smile that, for once, she wasn't the main character. Within moments, the Sussexes slipped out, leaving behind more questions than they ever answered. But honestly, their quiet exit wasn't even the strangest twist of the night. The real chaos started the second Kim Kardashian hit delete. When that photo disappeared, the internet didn't just notice, it erupted. Kim doesn't delete posts unless something feels off-brand. And in Kardashian world, that's code for, this doesn't serve the empire. And apparently, Meghan standing next to her was the aesthetic equivalent of a pop-up ad no one wanted to click on. Within minutes, theories started flying. Wild, brutal, and everywhere.
Harry is looking at Kris.
Oh.
If you look closely, okay.
His eyes.
Do you see where they are?
On her boobs.
And he looks wasted, wasted. And Meghan, that's your prize, okay? That's your dupe, your prince of the blood. He's ogling a 70-year-old woman.
Twitter threads, fan accounts, gossip blogs. It was an all-out digital storm. Some swore Kim deleted it because the photo didn't fit her luxury aesthetic. Others claimed she was sending a silent message that Meghan just didn't belong in that world. And let's be real, Kim's feed is basically a living mood board for wealth and influence. Every shot, every sparkle, every pose screams billion-dollar brand. Meanwhile, Meghan's energy in that photo, let's just say it clashed hard. She brought the vibe of a motivational speaker who stumbled into a billionaire soiree, smiling earnestly while everyone else was too busy posing like demigods. It wasn't a scandal at first glance, but the deletion turned it into one overnight. Others online argued that the Kardashians didn't want a royal-adjacent PR storm crashing into their perfectly calculated media calendar. Because let's be real, being photographed with Meghan Markle these days is like accepting a free coupon for chaos. Every time her face pops up next to a Hollywood icon, backlash follows like clockwork. Then came the spicier theory.
Would have realized that had she just stayed as a royal, it would have been the likes of Kris Jenner, desperate to be in a room with her.
Yes.
Desperate to be in a room with Meghan Markle, and how the tables have turned, and she's not as clever as she thinks.
Yeah.
She doesn't get that this is not good for her brand.
The one insiders swear might actually be true. Rumor has it, Meghan herself demanded the deletion after catching a glimpse of the lighting, the angles, or maybe just the way her outfit clashed against Kim's razor-sharp, ultra-glam look. Because if there's one thing Meghan can't stand, it's an unapproved photo slipping through the cracks. Nothing terrifies her more than an image that doesn't fit her carefully curated version of perfection. She spent years mastering the art of control. Every narrative, every pose, every caption micromanaged to the millimeter. Her public image isn't just a brand, it's her armor. But the theory that really sent Hollywood into a tailspin was this. Kim deleted that photo intentionally, not out of pettiness, but strategy. Because in the Kardashian world, everything is transactional. Every post, every tag, every headline must serve the empire. And aligning with Meghan, that's like signing up for a PR liability wrapped in a polite smile and topped with a royal backstory. The Kardashians don't entertain drama unless they can monetize it, and Meghan's brand, lately, comes with too much risk and not enough reward. So that delete? It wasn't a mistake, it was a message. A perfectly timed Kardashian mic drop delivered with surgical precision. And when Meghan noticed that her picture had vanished,
revealing that Kim Kardashian, after this debacle, has actually decided to cut off Meghan Markle altogether after what insiders are calling a total vibe clash at the birthday party.
oh, she felt it. According to whispers, she was far from amused. But the real sting wasn't the missing post, it was what came after, because the deeper insult that followed hit straight at Meghan's ego, cutting deeper than any PR snub or Instagram deletion ever could. The spiral didn't stop with the deleted photo. It got way worse. Soon, whispers started flying that Meghan and Harry hadn't even been officially invited to Kris Jenner's birthday bash in the first place. That single rumor flipped the story from awkward cameo to accidental gatecrash, and suddenly, the whole night looked a lot different. According to guests, their arrival didn't exactly scream VIP entrance. It felt more like two people who slipped in behind someone else, hoping no one would ask to see their names on the list.
I mean, it just shows us what the Sussexes have been reduced to, unapologetically tacky. How pathetic and disappointing their priorities currently are.
One witness described it as the social equivalent of pretending you belong in the velvet-roped section while security side-eyes you. Ouch. People at the party were confused. Whispers spread fast. Who invited them? Because Kris didn't greet them, Kim didn't wave them over, and the Jenners? They didn't even look in their direction. It was as if the Sussexes were invisible in a room where visibility was currency. Still, Meghan walked in with her signature confidence, the same energy she's used to command every lens, every headline, every whisper. She fully expected the Kardashians to light up at her arrival, to see her as a peer, maybe even as a new it ally in Hollywood's hierarchy. But reality hit fast. The room barely registered her presence, and suddenly their brief 10-minute appearance made a lot more sense. Insiders joked that Meghan might have been hoping for a single photo op, one picture to prove she was still orbiting Hollywood's A-list solar system. But she clearly underestimated just how far the Kardashians' galaxy is from hers. Because in their world, clout isn't claimed. It's earned, sealed by power moves, brand deals, and billion-dollar alliances. The rumor that they weren't even on the guest list didn't just sting. It reframed the entire night.
That the Kardashian clan are upset after Harry and Meghan demanded not to be pictured inside Kris Jenner's 70th birthday, which was extraordinary, of course, because just a few moments earlier, they had been pictured inside the event for Serena Williams.
What was meant to be a triumphant re-entry into elite circles turned into a PR blunder that fizzled before it even began. And the worst part, this was just the beginning. The night wasn't done exposing how far Meghan had drifted from Hollywood's true inner circle. The second that photo vanished, the internet didn't just notice, it mobilized. Within minutes, social media turned into a full-scale investigation, like a digital crime scene analysis dedicated to one burning question: why did Meghan Markle get erased so fast? Fans became detectives overnight, dissecting timestamps, comparing stories, zooming in on lighting reflections, treating it like a global emergency unfolding in real time. Each new discovery made Meghan look even more out of place. Screenshots of Kim's original post began circulating everywhere, solid proof that the photo did exist before it was quietly wiped. TikTok creators pounced on it, breaking down the moment of deletion frame by frame, claiming Meghan was literally edited out of the night's narrative. The theories got wilder by the hour, and the internet couldn't get enough. Meanwhile, the official Kardashian-Jenner recap posts rolled out, polished, glamorous, and dripping with luxury. The photos showcased celebrity chaos, billion-dollar smiles, and couture everywhere, but not a single trace of Meghan or Harry. It was as if the universe collectively decided they were background extras in someone else's blockbuster, and not even necessary ones. PR analysts soon joined the frenzy, reminding everyone that the Kardashians don't delete anything without intent.
Buckingham Palace insiders have told the newspaper that the royal family was shocked at Markle and Harry's appearance at Jenner's bash. According to their sources, the attendance shows that Harry is so far removed from the rest of the family.
This wasn't an accident. It was a statement. A subtle, elegant way of saying, thanks, but no thanks. The optics were brutal. Meghan's critics had a field day, using the moment as pure comedy gold, painting her as someone who keeps trying to squeeze into rooms that no longer want her there. Even her supporters struggled to spin this one. The narrative was slipping through her fingers faster than a deleted post, and poor Harry. He became a meme all over again. The internet joked that he looked like a confused +1 at his own party, a man realizing mid-event that no one had actually asked him to be there. But beneath all the jokes, there was something deeper, something raw. The online reaction didn't just expose a deleted photo scandal. It exposed a harsh truth Meghan's been trying to outrun for years. She's no longer the woman everyone's chasing. She's the one chasing to be seen. What that deleted photo truly exposed wasn't just a social slip-up. It revealed a quiet, uncomfortable truth Meghan's been dodging for years. Hollywood isn't lining up to embrace her the way she imagined. Kim's deletion wasn't petty. It was symbolic, a reminder that influence here isn't something you announce, it's something others confirm. And lately, Meghan hasn't been getting much of that confirmation. The failed Spotify deal, the lukewarm Netflix buzz, the endless rebranding attempts that never quite land. It's all built a narrative no A-list circle wants attached to their image. Hollywood loves drama, but only the kind that sells. Meghan's version? It's the kind that drains attention instead of creating it. Her appearance at Kris Jenner's party was meant to be a calculated comeback, a subtle power play to say, "I still belong." But instead, it played out like an awkward cameo, someone mistaking proximity for importance. When Kim hit delete, the message was deafening. The Kardashian empire doesn't mingle with uncertainty. Meghan simply didn't fit the brand. And Harry?
It's hard to comprehend where Meghan Markle's head is when we are seeing such grace and strength and selflessness from Catherine. How she could justify throwing on her Bond gear and showing up to the Kardashians' house.
He faded into the background, looking less like a royal and more like an extra in someone else's scene. The moment that photo vanished, it became painfully clear that Meghan's latest attempt to reclaim her Hollywood spotlight had completely backfired. And sadly for her, the fallout didn't end with a simple deleted image. It struck right at the center of her ego. Behind the polished smiles and carefully staged calm, insiders whispered that Meghan did not take the deletion lightly. In fact, her reaction reportedly turned into its own behind-the-scenes drama. According to those who know how obsessively she manages her image, Meghan was stunned when she found out. She had walked into that party expecting a triumph, not a quiet erasure. When she realized the post was gone, she felt blindsided, confused, maybe even betrayed. How could Kim, arguably the world's most calculated branding expert, delete her so casually? Meghan had believed the photo was perfect. Flattering lighting, powerful pose, and just enough star energy to hint at a Hollywood rebirth. To her, it wasn't just a snapshot. It was a strategy. So when it disappeared, it didn't feel like a deleted post. It felt like a missed opportunity, one she'd already started to mentally frame as her comeback moment. Meanwhile, Harry, always the reluctant co-star in these image wars, reportedly tried to calm her down, telling her it wasn't a big deal. But that only made things worse. Meghan doesn't treat her media presence like a hobby. She treats it like a science. Every angle, every filter, every expression is planned like a marketing campaign. And for someone that calculated, being erased from Kim Kardashian's grid wasn't just embarrassing, it was personal. This single deletion shattered the illusion Meghan's worked so hard to protect. It wasn't just about a photo disappearing, it was about what that disappearance meant. The Kardashians had spoken without saying a word. The message was clear. They didn't see value in being linked to her. And for someone who's built her entire identity around controlling every detail of her narrative, that silent rejection cut deeper than any public headline ever could. But what truly rattled Meghan wasn't the moment itself. It was what came after. Because once that photo vanished, Hollywood insiders started whispering, and those whispers turned into quiet consensus. Behind the glossy smiles and fake air kisses, a verdict was forming, and it wasn't in Meghan's favor. According to people deep in the industry, agents, publicists, brand strategists, the conversation was brutally honest. Meghan isn't the kind of heat Hollywood wants right now. She's the kind that cools the room, the kind of headline that drains energy instead of creating buzz. The Kardashians, who treat fame like a billion-dollar business, saw what many others have started to see. Meghan brings noise, not synergy. And when a family that built an empire on PR precision decides you're a complication instead of an asset, that says everything. The delete wasn't random. It was a business decision dressed as an aesthetic one. And that realization stung harder than the delete button itself. That says everything about where she stands. The deleted image became a symbol in itself. Not explosive, not personal, just quietly final. To Hollywood, it signaled that Meghan wasn't a must-have presence anymore. Just an optional cameo. Nobody was fighting for her spot. Insiders even joked that those 10 minutes she spent at the party were the most effort she's put into networking in years. And still, it didn't move the needle. Meanwhile, Meghan's attempts to rebuild her relevance through curated appearances, selective leaks, and controlled exclusives started to look less like strategy and more like survival. Because when a family as PR savvy as the Kardashians deliberately distances itself, the rest of Hollywood notices. The aftermath of that deletion wasn't chaos. It was a quiet recalibration of Meghan's true position in the industry. And sadly, it wasn't anywhere near the tier she imagined. And just like that, we've hit the end of yet another royal spectacle starring Meghan Markle, the woman who can turn a cup of tea into a headline and a minor inconvenience into a full-blown documentary. But don't move a muscle, because the story doesn't end here. If you thought today's chaos was wild, dramatic, and filled with more royal shade than a palace corridor, you haven't seen anything yet. Before you click away, check out the next video. Trust me, you'll need popcorn for this one. It's the moment Harry is left stunned as Sarah Ferguson exposes Meghan's infamous yacht days with Andrew. Yes, those days. The ones Meghan hopes the internet forgets, and even Netflix wouldn't dare try to recreate. So if you're craving pure chaos, vintage drama, and revelations that hit harder than Meghan's latest PR stunt, then you need to watch the next one. It's the perfect sequel to everything we exposed today. Trust me, it's wild from start to finish. And hey, if you're new here, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and tap that bell icon so you never miss a drop of royal mayhem. Because here on T-Torch, we don't hold back. We serve royal scandals hotter than Meghan serves rehearsed sympathy speeches. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Get ready, because it's about to get even messier.